Glad to have you back now. Let's turn our attention. President Muhammadu Buhari said the discovery and drilling of crude oil in various parts of the country, including the one in Nasarawa State, will increase Nigeria's prosperity and energy security. He gave the assurance in his virtual message to the spot-in of the Benny well located in the Middle Benue Trail in Obi local government area of Nasarawa State. According to a statement endorsed by his special advisor on media and publicity, Femi Adesina, the president said the surrounding communities will particularly benefit from the value created by the exploration and eventual production activities. Well, so let's get talking now. We have Balazaka, oil and gas expert, joins us. Is also a chartered accountant joining us to look at this now. Thank you for joining us. Good morning. Good to see you again.
Thank you, and good morning to our listeners and viewers across the globe.
Yeah, okay. So, talk to us about President Muhammadu Buhari's unveiling of the Nasarawa exploration, oil exploration. He says that these, of course, it's part of the ongoing campaigns to explore crude oil and gas in the nation's frontier basin. So talk to us about how do you think this will impact the output in the nation's oil and gas sector?
Thank you for that excellent question. And I want to appreciate the thinking or the vision of Mr. President in making sure we know, we explore all our potentials, especially when we talk about hydrocarbons, oil and gas. And like everybody knows, it's always good to know your endowment, whether it is in other mineral resources, whether it's agriculture, in human capital, in health, in sport, and the rest. But this one has to do with energy. And when we talk about energy also, we are looking at the crude oil, the oil and gas. It's very good for us to know our endowment. And that was why when he came up with this idea, I personally supported it because we have so many basins in Nigeria. And when we talk about this business, those sedimentary basins, we are principally looking at hydrocarbon, oil and gas. Like everybody knows, we have what we call the Niger Delta Basin, which is very, very fluid. And oil and gas is in abundance within the Niger Delta Basin. We have the Lagos area where crude oil has been discovered. But the Lagos area belongs to what we best classified geologically as Dahomey Basin. So we have also made discovery in the Dahomey Basin. We also have the Anambra Basin. Within the Anambra Basin, so discoveries have also been made. We also discovered that recently we went towards the Gugula Basin, where you have this Gumbi area. And to that extent also, we were made to understand that some discoveries have been made according to government. Now we are within the axis of business growth, and a place has been identified as a potential basin. The first well has been spotted, that's the beginning of drilling for that crude oil has started there. By the time they are through and they come out with the results, we are going to know whether crude oil or gas has been discovered and whether it is in marginal or commercial quantity. Then apart from that, we also have the Chad Basin. I know that we have been making efforts in the Chad Basin, but the Nigeria side of the Chad Basin has not really demonstrated much. But the other part that within Chad as a country has so much potential. We also still have the bigger basin and the Sokoto Basin. But to a great extent, it will not be out of place for us to know our total national endowment in terms of crude oil and gas. Whether we are able to utilize them today or not, but at least let the record be there for future generations. because the future generation may be more organized, there may be better technology, and to some extent we are likely to have probably better leaders. I'm not saying we don't have good leaders today. So it's a very good thing. It will also give us an idea of our riches in crude oil and hydrocarbons. But the way and manner you use your God-given endowment is a completely different subject. And it's also a function of so many things that we are likely to discuss in the course of this our discussion. Okay.
So I mean, you mentioned all of these basins, but for particularly this new discovery in Nasarawa State has perhaps, brought Nasarawa into the picture of oil production producing state. So talk to us about, first, what is likely to change? Will the 13% derivatives that the Niger Delta Basin enjoys, or the oil producing state in the Niger Delta region enjoys, will it be, is it applicable to Nasarawa in this sense? So what is likely to change? What's the dynamics there? So what is going to play out in this new discovery?
Well, it is not yet a discovery. There is a killing campaign going in. What is just there now is a potential. Potential means there is high probability of finding something.
Right.
By the time they drill the number of wells, maybe 1 well or 2 wells or 3 wells, they will carry out what we call petrophysical assessment. Petrophysical assessment will now tell us the quantity of gas that may be there, the quantity of oil that may be there. And by the time that we are able to know that, we will also now assess, are they going to be in commercial quantity and viability to justify the campaign or not? So that's the reason why you carry out questions. And like I said, whether they are going to be in commercial quantity or viability or not, we can never tell how future technology will make this easy. It's just like in those days of using telephone. Yes, people were communicating, and the people of those days were comfortable, but with the technology of today, people can also communicate everywhere. So even crude oil or gas that is in the reservoir that may not look attractive or viable today may be viable or attractive tomorrow, depending on how technology will be deployed. Then to answer your question directly on the derivatives, I will answer that with questions also. We have crude oil in the Niger Delta. We have crude oil around Udu area. We have crude oil around Lagos axis. The question is this: when you go to those communities, how do they look like today? Those are the questions we are going to ask as the practical.
Okay. So let me.
How do the citizens look?
Okay.
Because these are the direction we need to see. Because there are communities you go to today, whether they had any mineral or not. My belief is that every community at least is associated with the council. That community is associated with local government chairman, with House of Reps members, with state assembly members, with senators associated. But when you see the level of deprivation and degradation, you keep wondering.
Okay.
So that is one thing. God giving wealth is one thing. Your ability to put your thinking cap as political and economic leader to make sure you progress your God-given wealth and crystallize them.
Okay. So just a moment. Let me quickly comment. I mean, there are figures here from the reports we are getting that I just wanted to establish whether the possibility of bringing to reality these figures at hand, because what the president or what the presidency is saying is that the country could produce as high as 3 million barrels per day. I mean, if not from there, but in cumulatively now, that means that there's a possibility to generate or produce at around 1.5 million barrels of crude from that basin. That's what the report is saying. And the fact that the country is hoping to raise its oil reserves to around 50 billion barrels in the next decade, according to the minister. So these are some of the figures on ground. So if we establish this figure, can we then say that there is a relief in terms of output or oil production in Nigeria? There's going to be a relief in the coming days, in the coming years, where Nigerians will not have to run out of a supply supply of this commodity?
There will be a yes and a no answer. And let me start with a general example so that we can now come up with the yes or no answer. It's just like when you look at a young child today or a teenager, right, and you say this teenager has the capabilities, intellectual and mental capabilities to come out with a first class. That is your projection. But by the time that child is in school, he is now in school and he starts reading. The question is this: what kind of books, what kind of teachers, what kind of accommodation, what kind of feeding is that child going to get to be able to come out with a first class or second class or even a third class or even a pass degree who will get withdrawn? Because remember, that child came into this world hollow, clean. So it depends on how you package that child, how you supported that child, that you will get that. So in the context of this drilling campaign going on now in Nasarawa State, it is a projection.
Okay.
But the question is this: by the time you carry out the physical analysis, that is when you will come out with the actual results. And I want to correct one impression. Yes, the volume, the total endowment is supposed to be known. But even within the Niger Delta, we have everything. Nigeria has everything it will take to produce up to 3 million barrels per day. So the question is this: why is it that we are not producing the 3 million barrels per day or the 2 million? The hope is that the factors and the problems that are militating against achieving those production figures should not affect what is going to happen in Gombe, what is going to happen in Nasarawa State. Because as I speak to you today, Nigeria is not meeting up with our open quota. It doesn't mean our reservoir cannot produce that. But what are the conditions that are making us not to meet up with open production quota? If we don't work towards that, the same problems, the same issues that militated towards our inability to meet up with the open quota will affect us in Nasarawa and Gombe and the Kulmani formation or region.
Now, I think the issue of capacity to generate or produce, that is one conversation. But on the other conversation is that if we establish or address, our weaknesses in terms of oil output, if we are able to address that concern, can we say that because the president said it will to bring about greater prosperity and security? So I'm wondering if we can talk about that a little bit. How do we maximize this discovery, or will I say this exploration there? How do we maximize it? And how do we clear off some of these challenges? That is one. On the second note is that in terms of consumption of this commodity, Nigeria now consumes about 66 million of petrol a day, 66 million liters of petrol a day. So how much significant change would these exploration bring into our output?
Thank you. Let me start by answering the first question on how are we going to maximize the benefit of what this Nasarawa and maybe the Gombe discoveries will bring. Ordinarily, are going reserve, our position, even within the OPEC ranking, the world may change. Because when you hear people say Saudi Arabia is the greatest producer of crude oil is number one, it's because of the discoveries that have been made. And they populated all those reserves. And that is why they will say Saudi Arabia is either number one or number two or number whatever. So in that context, it is possible. Then the major thing we need to do to make sure when the campaign starts, we see benefit and we meet up with that production, whether or export or whatever, is to first of all guarantee security of the investment. Because at the end of the day, government will be involved, local investors will be involved, international investors will be involved, and at the security agents will be involved. Let there be security, let there be transparency, and let us take care of all the areas that we technically call all communities that will be involved. Because once those discoveries are done, the first thing that will happen is some of those living in such areas are likely to be excused and probably be relocated or rehabilitated. If you do that, the next thing is what kind of corporate social responsibility are you going to provide? What kind of community support are you going to provide? If all those are provided, there will be peace and production will be maximized. On your question of our consumption of PMS, premium motor speed, as far as I am concerned, as I speak to you, we don't have a single functional refinery. And because we don't have a single functional refinery, and we rely on refineries offshore, abroad, outside Nigeria for our petrol and kerosene and diesel and some of our cooking gas, nothing will change. Whether you discover crude oil in huge quantity in Nasarawa, in Sokoto Basin, in Pisa Basin, in Lecture Basin, it does not matter. So long as we don't have internal refineries to carry out internal processing and domesticating internally, we will still be going outside to buy our petrol. We will be going outside to buy our aviation fuel. We will be going outside to buy our kerosene. And we will still be reduced to a country where you will do so much to go, or you go outside to buy chocolate. You will do so much things, but you go outside to buy akara. You will do so much cassava, but you go outside to buy garri, cassava flour, tapioca.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so let me quickly come in. I mean, the point taken, but let's drive it home because it's a conversation we may not be able to finish, at a sitting, right? Let's talk briefly about the issue of security that you made mention of. I mean, the Niger Delta agitation has been there. Now that we're talking about oil exploration in the, Benue axis and Nasarawa axis now. So talk to us. Do you think there's going to be another agitation where the northern youth to come up and say, okay, just like the Niger Delta, what you have in Niger Delta? So are we going to have a repeat of that? That's one. And secondly, now that we now have, other region, we're now talking about oil exploration in all that region. Do you think it will be necessary for agitation in the Niger Delta to continue over, robust compensation as a result of how the oil spillages and all of that have affected the region?
Well, first of all, let me talk about the Niger Delta agitation. The first thing is, if you look at, honestly, the reason why you have this Niger Delta agitation and whatever is because of the injustice. And that was why when you were asking, and you said, how will the life of people in Nasarawa be better? Then I asked, how well is the life of people in Ondo State, in the Niger Delta, in even the Lagos axis, where the crude oil was discovered? How have their lives been better? You remember I said, apart from even what oil communities and companies and government was supposed to do. Those areas and communities, they have councillors, they have local government chairmen, they have House of Rep members, state House of... How have their lives been better? So to some extent, if nothing is done, the agitation will continue. Then coming back to other regions, this will not, even though with this discovery, it will not stop the agitation in Niger Delta, because the agitation due to the biodegradation and environmental destruction is real. So if other regions say Niger Deltas are protesting, they will not protest. By the time their own soil becomes biodegraded and they cannot farm, by the time the waters in the wells in their area, what we call freshwater aquifers, become contaminated and they cannot get clean water, their eyes will become clear. So what needs to happen is let the right thing be done. Because this kind of agitation you are having in Niger Delta, why is it not existing in Saudi Arabia? Why are there no such kind of agitations in Libya?
Right.
Why are there no such kind of agitation in the oil communities in Qatar, or in Iraq, or Iran? And so long as those things are not happening and they are all OPEC members, then there must be something wrong with the way the Nigerian oil and gas industry is being managed. Another practical example is this. If you look at it, there was a time we were talking about crude oil theft, vandalism, and the rest. If you look at the question, some of us said all we needed to do was to calibrate the strategy. We didn't need petroleum industry act for the crude oil to get boosted, like what happened. It was just the security agents and the stakeholders that met, government security agents and communities, and the likes of Tumpolo and his equivalent, and they said, let us stop the crude oil theft. It has nothing to do with petroleum industry act. So it's the same thing. If there is a kind of togetherness and all the stakeholders are called together from the side of government, from the side of community, from the side of environmentalists, from the side of the oil companies, and they bring in energy journalists like you to come and witness and record for history purposes. I can tell you there will be peace. Once there is peace, everything will grow and people will benefit, because there is a saying that the seed of growth and development can only be planted on the soil of peace and justice.
It's all right.
If there is no peace and justice, it does not matter whether it's Gungola Basin, Sokoto Basin, Tida Basin, Niger Delta Basin, it does not matter.
Okay.
We will still see lack of transparency, and we will also experience uprising, if not protest.
Okay, we hope to get there someday. I mean, we hope to, so we're optimistic that we get there someday where everything will be done transparently. So on this note, I want to thank you very much. Belazaka is one expert and a petroleum engineer as well. Thank you for your time on the program today.
Thank you, and for the communities that this discovery has been made, we pray that God will help us to make more discoveries in other communities, and for the new set of Nigerian leaders that are coming, please, they should lead and guide us right in national interest.
It's all right. Thank you so much. It's a conversation that we'll continue to explore in the coming days. Thank you, and have a great day.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah. If you're watching Business Breakfast, coming to you live from our studios here. Still to come after the break, Brent crude futures dipped 37 cents or 0.5% to $77.91 a barrel in early trade. Well, we'll bring you more details after this break. Please stay with us.